Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar, Rise of the AI Agents. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Whether you're curious, excited, or just a little nervous about what artificial intelligence means for your business, or even your job, you're in the right place. Over the next 25 minutes or so, we'll explore how AI is reshaping work, how autonomous agents are moving from experiment to everyday tool, and what it all means for the years ahead. There's a lot of hype out there, but today we're focusing on the facts, the opportunities, and the very real decisions organisations need to start thinking about now. Please ask questions at any time in the chat and we'll try and answer them at the end of the webinar. Let's start with the big picture, where AI is heading over the next 5 years. If you follow well-known voices in tech, you've probably heard a wide range of opinions. On one end, some very real concerns. Will AI endanger humanity? Sam Altman of OpenAI says it has the potential to kill us all, and Elon Musk describes AI as the biggest existential threat to humanity. But hopefully that won't happen. But what happens if machines eventually outthink us? The race to achieve AGI, or artificial general intelligence, is on. OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, Meta, and Microsoft are all in the race. Leaders of these companies think that AGI might be achieved as soon as 2030. And what about the impact on employment? Could entire career paths disappear? These aren't Hollywood scenarios anymore. They're being debated seriously by the people building AI systems. It's fair to say the next 5 years will bring automation to the speed we haven't seen before. And yes, the labour market will change. We may even see the introduction of universal basic income to support all the displaced workers. But thankfully, there's another, more positive side to this story. AI is already pushing medical and scientific breakthroughs at incredible speed. Cancer cures in months, not decades. AI-driven drug discovery is collapsing timelines from 10 years to under 12 months. Multi-agent systems can design molecules, simulate trials, and predict side effects before a single pill is made. Imagine personalised cancer treatments generated as fast as Netflix recommends a film. Autonomous cities that run themselves, traffic lights, energy grids, and emergency response orchestrated by swarms of AI agents. Optimizing flow, cutting emissions, and preventing accidents in real time. Think zero congestion commutes and power bills slashed because the grid predicts demand before you boil the kettle. Agent-to-agent commerce. Your fridge orders groceries, your car books its own MOT, and your business systems negotiate on your behalf, closing deals without human touch. Agents will buy, sell, and contract autonomously, creating an economy where machines trade faster than markets can blink. My favourite, robots. Hospitals staffed by surgical robots. Imagine precision surgery done by autonomous robotic teams operating 24/7 with near zero error rates. Disaster response without risking human lives. Think robots that navigate collapsed buildings, fight wildfires, and deliver aid in war zones. And personal robots as everyday companions, not just vacuum cleaners. Think humanoid assistants that cook, clean, and even learn your habits. We're already seeing the first iteration of these in the Neo home robot. So these aren't distant dreams, they're in motion now. Most AI company CEOs think that these are realistic scenarios for the next 5 years. So by 2030 or 2031, the question won't be, can AI do this, but do humans still need to? Now let's talk about AI agents specifically. So while chatbots answer questions, AI agents take action. They complete tasks, take instructions, adapt to feedback, and improve over time. They're becoming the digital equivalent of junior employees, only faster, cheaper, and available 24/7. Here are some likely workplace use cases we're already seeing emerge. Firstly, customer service handling. AI agents that respond instantly, resolve tickets, escalate when required, and learn as they go. Finance assistants, agents that reconcile accounts, prepare reports, chase invoices, and flag anomalies. HR agents, filtering CVs, scheduling interviews, and completing onboarding admin. IT troubleshooting, automated first-line tech support, diagnosing and resolving routine issues. Procurement and inventory management, reordering stock, validating suppliers, and automating quotes. Data and analytics, gathering data, running analysis, visualizing results, and generating insights. Sales enablement, logging CRM activity, scheduling follow-ups, handling repetitive admin, and completing tenders. Project coordination, creating plans, tracking milestones, and nudging teams on deadlines. Marketing production, drafting blogs, social content, ad copy, even publishing autonomously but with approval. And legal and compliance, drafting templates, reviewing documents, and checking clauses. Individually, these tasks don't sound dramatic, but think about what percentage of an employee's working week they represent. For many organisations, the potential cost and time savings are enormous. Next, let's look at Microsoft's AI landscape, because the terminology here can be quite confusing. First up, we have Copilot for Microsoft 365. This is the AI layer built across Word, Excel, Outlook, Teams, and PowerPoint. It takes instructions, generates content, summarises information, and automates tasks. I won't spend much time on Copilot for 365 as we've already done a webinar on this, and I'm sure some of you are already using it. However, before I move on from Copilot for 365, it's worth mentioning that in December, Microsoft introduced new Copilot subscriptions for SMEs, making Copilot more accessible for businesses with less than 300 users. During the promotion, which runs until the end of March, Copilot for Business will cost £14.49 per user per month. Previously, Copilot was over £24 a month, and for businesses over 300 users, it still is. Microsoft have also introduced Copilot add-ons for the three Microsoft 365 business subscriptions, Basic, Standard, and Premium. All the pricing on screen is based on annual commitment. And then we have Copilot agents, a huge leap forward. This is where organisations can build AI solutions with Copilot Studio, connecting to company processes and data and deploying them at scale. It means you're not just using AI, you're shaping AI to match your business. You can create agents that do real work, not just chat, but complete tasks end to end. You can automate everyday processes, scheduling, approvals, data entry, and reporting. Copilot agents connect across Microsoft 365, so Outlook, Teams, SharePoint, and business apps. Agents can handle complex workflows, delegate to each other, and can collaborate with humans via human in the loop. Businesses can bring their own intelligence, customize them with your data and preferred AI models. With Copilot, your business can stay secure and compliant with built-in governance, approvals, and audit trails. More on that in a moment. And you can deploy almost anywhere in Teams, Copilot experiences, or as standalone apps. Copilot credits. Copilot credits are essentially usage tokens that allow workloads to scale. Think of them like pay-as-you-go for AI. Pay for what you need, top up when required. The key takeaway, Microsoft isn't just offering a single product, they're building an ecosystem. Flexible pricing, flexible workloads, flexible deployment. It's designed to evolve with you, not overwhelm you. Before we go on, we need to address a hugely important part of the AI story, governance. For all the excitement around automation, productivity, and cost savings, many of us are asking the same questions. How do we keep data secure? How do we maintain compliance? How do we prevent AI from accessing information it shouldn't? And what controls do we actually have? The good news is that Microsoft has put a lot of thought into this with the governance and compliance capabilities built into Microsoft 365's platform, and especially with Microsoft Purview. Purview includes a number of features that go above and beyond what's included in the Microsoft 365 platform as standard. Data loss prevention, making sure confidential information stays exactly where it should. Information protection and labelling, so documents, emails and data can be categorised and controlled. Access and permission controls, ensuring AI agents only see what they're supposed to see. Audit trails to track activity and ensure transparency. And insider risk management, helping spot anomalous behaviour or misuse. This is particularly relevant when working with Copilot custom agents and organisational data, because as soon as AI can use your data, the data governance rules must be watertight. And the reassuring part for IT teams is that the controls being used today, the security groups, the sensitivity labels, the compliance policies, all transfer directly to the AI world. You don't have to reinvent governance just because you're implementing Copilot or AI agents. All of this means that businesses can move confidently towards AI-enabled working without sacrificing control or compliance. In other words, innovation with guardrails.
Hello everyone, I'm going to be walking through a custom Copilot help desk agent that we've created in Copilot Studio. Before we look at the agent in action, I want to spend a few minutes explaining how it's been set up in Copilot Studio and why it behaves the way it does. What's important here is the decisions we have made about how this agent should help people, how it should speak to them. Think of this as the thinking behind the assistant. This agent has been designed as a first point of contact for IT support. Its role is to handle the everyday questions that slow teams down. Things like access issues, requesting equipment, or how do I questions. It's not there to replace IT staff. It's there to deal with the predictable, repeatable questions so people can get help quickly and support teams can focus on more complex work. One of the first things we do when creating an agent like this is define its role, essentially giving it a job description. We tell the agent it provides IT support for device problems, network connectivity, and login issues, prioritizing urgent requests and responding with empathy. We also set expectations around behavior. For example, the agent has been told not to answer HR-related questions. We want to ensure the agent only assists with IT-related queries and not how much annual leave someone has left. Beyond what the agent knows, we also define how it communicates. The agent is instructed to acknowledge user concerns and respond with empathy before providing troubleshooting steps. This is important because most people contact IT when something has already gone wrong, so the tone matters just as much as the answer. It's designed to provide step-by-step guidance using bullet points to make the instructions clear and concise for the user. One concept you'll hear mentioned when building an agent like this is something called topics. Topics are the core building blocks of an agent. They define how a conversation dialogue plays out that allows users to have a conversation that feels natural. You can think of a topic like a mini playbook for a situation the help desk sees regularly. For example, password problems, equipment requests, or common issues. When a user sends a message, the agent doesn't just reply randomly. It tries to understand what the user is trying to achieve and recognizes if it matches a predefined topic. If it recognizes a familiar situation like requesting a device, it follows the topic designed for that scenario. From the user's point of view, this means the agent asks sensible follow-up questions instead of guessing. For the organization, topics create consistency. Everyone asking the same type of question gets the same experience and the same guidance. Another important concept behind the agent is something called knowledge. Knowledge is the information the agent is allowed to use when it answers questions. Instead of expecting the agent to magically know everything, we deliberately point it at the content the organization already trusts. For this agent, we've created knowledge sources for the Microsoft website, an IT SharePoint site, and a specific guide for connecting to the Wi-Fi. The next piece to discuss is sometimes we need the agent to perform tasks when a certain event is triggered on another system. These are called event triggers. You can define a specific flow of actions for the agent to take in response, or give your agents instructions for how to determine the best actions to take. In this example, we've created a trigger for when a new support ticket is created in SharePoint. It will message the user on Teams confirming that the ticket has been received, as well as sending an automated email. The next piece to discuss is suggested prompts. This is actually very simple. They're just examples the agent can show users to get the conversation started. For example, the agent might suggest prompts like, "My laptop won't turn on, can you help?" Or "Why can't I connect to the Wi-Fi?" These are common issues it knows how to help with. When a user opens the chat, or if they're unsure what to ask, the agent can show these prompts as clickable options. For the user, suggested prompts reduce friction. They don't have to think about the exact wording, they just click or tap a suggestion and start the conversation. The last thing I want to cover is how an agent gets published. In simple terms, publishing is just making the agent available to users so they can actually start asking questions. Think of it like launching a service. You can build and test the agent all you want, but until you publish it, nobody outside of Copilot Studio can access it. When you publish, the agent is assigned to a location or platform where users can access it. For example, a chat window in Microsoft Teams or a help desk portal. This agent currently isn't published as it's only in our demo environment for development and testing. So to quickly pull everything together, we've looked at the building blocks that make this help desk agent work. This agent is designed to make IT support simpler, faster, and more consistent. It's guided by a few core ideas. It recognizes common issues, uses trusted information to answer them, asks sensible questions when it needs more detail, and provides helpful prompts to get conversations started. From a benefits perspective, this means immediate support for users without waiting in a queue, fewer repetitive questions for IT staff, freeing them for higher value work, consistent, reliable answers across the organization. Now that we've covered how the agent works and why it's useful, let's take a simple example to see how the agent can help with day-to-day IT tasks. For instance, requesting a laptop. So right now, we're here in Copilot Studio as this agent is yet to be published. This portal is where we can create, test, and publish agents. On the right-hand side, we have the chat window, which will replicate what the end user sees when we eventually publish this agent. On the left-hand side, we have the test pane where we can see what the agent is doing in the background once we start to interact with it, which is really useful when building the agent. In this example, the agent is connected to a SharePoint site that contains a SharePoint list of devices. The SharePoint list includes the device status to confirm whether the device is available, reserved, or in use. So we're just going to go ahead and request a laptop in the chat window. As you can see on the left-hand side, it's showing us what the agent is doing in the background. We can see that it has detected the topic for available devices, which we covered in the last section. The agent has now responded with a list of available devices from the SharePoint list we looked at a second ago, and it's given us details of which devices are available to reserve. So as I would like a device, I'm just going to respond with yes. The agent then provides a nice little form to confirm which device I would like. In this example, I would like to reserve the Surface Laptop 13, so I'm just going to submit the request. I then receive a response from the agent stating that the request has been submitted and will be reviewed by my manager. I can then go to my emails and see that I've received an automated email with the details of the request, which includes a link to the item in SharePoint. If I follow that link, it gives me full details of the device that I've requested via the agent. I'm just going to respond to the agent stating that it has answered my question. I'm then going to give it 5 stars. Then the agent asks if it can help with anything else, and I'm just going to respond with no to close the conversation with the agent. That's now ended the conversation. To wrap up, this help desk agent has been trained to handle everyday IT tasks in a clear and helpful way. We trained it by showing it the types of questions users ask, guiding it with trusted information, and giving it examples of how to respond in plain, friendly language. This is a basic example of what can be achieved using a Copilot Studio agent. There are many other real-world use cases for custom agents. The world really is your oyster.
The demo Neil showed us is just one potential application of Copilot agents. As you can imagine, the sky is the limit in terms of what's possible. As we move into 2026, AI is no longer a nice to have. It's shaping competitive advantage right now. There are two fundamental business cases for adopting AI in your business. Firstly, saving costs, reducing labour hours, replacing repetitive work, and cutting manual tasks. Secondly, increasing productivity, faster decision making, higher output, better customer experience, and more innovation. Most organisations will adopt AI for the first reason, but stay for the second. The companies that plan for this shift now, experiment with agents, redesign processes, upskill staff, will reduce disruption and increase value. Companies that wait until AI automation is everywhere will find themselves playing catch up. And this isn't about replacing people, it's about elevating people. AI takes away the admin so humans can do the thinking, the relationship building, the problem solving, the real work. Before we move on to the Q&A, please forgive this very brief sales pitch. At Enhance, we've recognised that the businesses we support want to explore how they can adopt AI in their organisations. So to meet that need, we've recently launched 2 Copilot managed services that we're calling Copilot Launch and Copilot Advance. Copilot Launch is designed to help businesses take that first step into AI and is designed for Copilot for Microsoft 365. It's primarily focused on staff training, data security, and licensing. Copilot Advance takes things a step further and includes everything in Copilot Launch, plus will help you build Copilot agents to automate some of your simpler business processes. If you'd like to find out more or take advantage of our free Copilot workshop, you can either scan the QR code on screen or email me at jbush@enhanced.co.uk. So, to wrap up, AI is changing the world of work faster than any technology in history. AI agents are moving from theory to practice. Microsoft is providing the infrastructure to make it more accessible but secure. And businesses that take action now will have a smoother, smarter, and more sustainable futures. Thank you for joining us today for Rise of the AI Agents. We hope this sparks ideas, conversations, and maybe even a bit of excitement.